everybody. Welcome to another episode of Alleged Actually Podcast. Tonight, we are doing our Bravo Bestie breakdown, and we have a double recap for you guys for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. First things first, though, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, we do reality TV recaps. We do pop culture segments. Haven't lately, but we're going to start that back, so stay tuned. With that being said, if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and get subscribed and share with the masses. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we drop that content, and slide in our comments and let us know what you thought about our recaps and just what's generally going on in this world of housewives. So, Joey, finally! Yay!
Finally!
Okay, so last week, for those that don't know, I'm staying out at I have another home that my husband and I are working on that'll eventually be for Airbnb and for our use as a second home. But we're in the woods. So I have had a little technical difficulties, and that's kind of what happened to us last week. But with that being said, you're going to see a lot more consistency. We go back in another week. So we're back in our primary residence where I have my studio set up. So that's why I want you to hit that notification bell, because you'll see a lot more of us soon. But I asked you last week, and I want you to let everybody know, what did you think of the premiere Sweet 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Honestly, I am so happy with it so far. I know we're only 2 episodes in, but I think it's the change that we needed. I think we needed some fresh blood. I think we needed some veterans to come back. I think they did a really good job cultivating this group. I know we don't know the newbies so well anymore. And part of me is are they trying a little too hard? But it's that fun mess though that I missed. It became a little toxic and redundant. And I feel I'm super happy with the first 2 episodes. I'm super excited for this season. I'm gonna stay positive and say it's gonna be a good thing.
I agree with you. I agree. Last week I did a quick hop on, and I feel the same way. It's refreshing. I mean, those critics out there that are saying it's boring, is that, y'all, it is not going to be the old days of Nene and Sheree and Kim. Okay, that's behind us. But what it is, it's some fresh blood with some storylines. The girls aren't scared to come clock in and give it to the OGs. I'm here for it.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. So there's that. All right. And so what we are here to talk about tonight is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We're going to talk about actually episode 15 and 16, which aired last night. For 15, I figured we just kind of hit some of the high points and then just get down into last night's episode.
Yeah.
So we are getting ready on 15. Bose is going to sponsor the girls trip, which, how about a newbie just pulling it together really?
What a trip. Although I will say, from what we've seen of her this season so far, I can't say I'm shocked that the trip is so fabulous. Because she's so fabulous.
Yeah.
But I mean, what a trip she's putting on so far. Whew.
I know. I'm so excited. This woman makes being a housewife look effortless. I mean,
yes, it's a great way to put it.
Yeah. And so we can, by no means, hold the other newbies to the standard of a Bose. Because listen, she's just born for this. I'm sorry.
She really is. She really is.
Yes. So on episode 15, Dorit comes by Erika's house, and she gets to show off her newly decorated digs again. I love Erika down, but okay, we love the house, but let's move along. But it's great. Dorit's happy. We're all happy for her. But at that moment, Bose also comes by, and she brings gifts for the ladies, which she has for everybody. And she talks to them about the St. Lucia trip a little bit. But that's when they kind of get into. So you have over at Erika's, you have Dorit and Bose. And then, of course, Garcelle goes over to Sutton. So you have Garcelle and Sutton over at Sutton's house. And it was kind of a mirror of the conversation from 2 different perspectives. So yeah, it's more about the beef between Dorit and Sutton. It's, Dorit saying that Garcelle is gonna always have Sutton's back. Doesn't seem
Yeah.
to. Yeah, but I can't
She's
wait
her
to get.
she's her spokesperson.
Big time. Which goes back to the hypocrisy of her telling Bose to stop being Dorit's mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, bye.
Girl,
Anyway,
bye.
bye. Yeah, that was pretty rich coming from her. The gist of that, because that wasn't even the main point of 15, was just like the girls are kind of getting themselves ready for the trip. They're talking about the backlash of the things that have been going down between Dorit and Sutton. Let's move on to first before we get into PK and Dorit and then the Kyle and Mauricio of it all. I want to come back to Bose's dinner where she had Keely over, and it seems like this is the first time that he and Lael have a chance to really talk and get to know each other. Joey?
Let me tell you something. Bose's daughter understood the assignment.
She did.
Okay,
She did.
like, let me tell you, I been with my boyfriend for 4 years. Like, love him to death. I hope to be with him for the rest of my life. But if it doesn't work out and I get someone new, I'm gonna invite her to my dinner with him because she was like asking all the questions you want asked. She was asking me even all the questions her mom didn't feel like she could ask. It was so good.
So good.
Like, I would have watched the entire episode about like their dinner.
Yes, yes. It was so good.
I mean, my gosh, she was good.
She got down to business. Okay. So
yeah.
What I found fascinating is, and I thought about it when I was watching. I was like, dang, Bose, you are such a boss. You are that woman. I want to say that girl. You're that woman. And, when it comes to matters of the heart, you seem a little bit not all there together. Like, why are you afraid to ask those questions? Why are you taking the crumbs he's giving you? Because even from my perspective, when Lael was asking him those hard questions, he is like a master at deflection. I think your mom, she's a good person. I don't even remember exactly what he said. She has values, has great values, which did not answer the question of, hey, are you guys going to get married when you move in? I mean, Keely's pissing me off. I want it for Bose because Bose wants it, but everything in me is screaming, girlfriend, pay attention to those red flags.
I agree. I think she has little like rose-colored glasses on when it comes to him. I think she just like wants like the relationship so bad, and she's not really seeing. Clearly, she's a very smart woman. So like, like love is blind. Like, I don't think that he's like the right choice either. But like, what do I know? But I mean, yeah, from what we're seeing on TV, it's not giving.
It's not giving at all. And to be 47 and consider conceiving a child with someone, I just feel she's so much smarter than that. So it's hard to watch, but some people just don't translate well on camera. He may not, it could be that. From what I'm seeing, no, ma'am.
I agree.
But there's that. All right, so okay, let's do Dorit and PK's dinner first. I want to save Kyle and Mauricio for last. All right. So, your thoughts on the dinner with PK and Dorit?
The Dorit and PK dinner like did nothing for me. Yeah. I felt like we watched an entire scene and we didn't get any answers that we didn't already know. We didn't really get anywhere. Like, no hard questions were asked. Like, no hard questions were answered. Sidebar, been to that restaurant, Drake's in Hollywood. Ooh. It is fantastic. I went there this past summer when I was there for my union conference. Amazing.
Nice.
Anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, like, I just felt like the whole scene was just like, I don't know, like very like surface level. Like, do you feel like we like learned anything we didn't already know? Like, they didn't answer anything. They didn't talk about anything important. Like, I don't know. I feel like it was kind of like a wasted scene, if I'm being honest.
It was a wasted scene. And I mean, okay, so pretty much we find out that PK thinks that Dorit has control issues. Duh. I mean,
Hello.
And no, there was no meat. There was no, I mean, and she kind of tried to lead him with questions, but it seemed, yeah, it was a waste of it. It was totally a waste of a scene. So no, I think the one thing that I did take from it, I guess, is that PK is perfectly happy at this point to be on his own, perhaps work towards a friendship. And to me, I think her and Kyle both have the answers to their questions. They just don't want to hear it, maybe.
I agree.
Yeah. Which brings us to Kyle and Mauricio. Okay. Yeah, okay. Because I was dying to talk to you about this last time. We have been waiting for this scene. Before that, I will say, because it's mentioned in the next episode, Bose does come by to check on Kyle, and Kyle kind of gives her a little more insight. The good part about that scene was the fact that you see Kyle and Bose understanding more of each other, and Bose taking a stance of, okay, I feel you now. I'm going to have your back. It was kind of like a good girlfriend moment. I enjoyed that. You agree?
Yeah. I mean, like, my thing was, like, I don't think that there was ever really any, like, issue there. I feel like Kyle was trying to, like, bring up a thing that, like, wasn't really happening. Like, you don't really know each other that well. Bose is a very straight shooter, as we've seen. She was just saying how she felt, right? And people are allowed to have, like, their own opinions and feelings.
Absolutely.
Kyle, like, took it personal. Change her mind then. Just gonna change her mind. Like, she's allowed to have those feelings.
True that.
I mean, I watch Kyle every week. I think Kyle is extremely cold. I think Kyle is extremely calculating. I think Kyle is extremely hypocritical. You know what I mean? So, like, and I'm not even with her like that, like Bose is. So maybe she's seeing, like, the same thing. Like, it is what it is. Move along. It wasn't, like, a big issue.
I agree.
You guys, like, just met. I don't know, like, what we're fighting about.
I think she's just so miffed that she's taken to Dorit the way that she has, and I think.
Well, I'll tell you. No, you know what? I'll tell you what it is. Bose is a newbie, and Kyle is the veteran, right? And I think Kyle is a little butthurt that Bose came on and didn't kiss the ring, right? Bose came on, and Bose doesn't need Kyle's approval. Bose isn't going after Kyle's approval. Bose is a boss.
She is.
And Kyle can't handle it because Kyle thinks that a newbie should come in and bow down to the veteran that she is. And that's just, like, not how Bose operates.
You're right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Bose did anything to, like, offend Kyle or do anything, whatever, Like, she was saying her opinion. And I'm sorry, she wasn't kissing your ring. So, like, move along.
You know what? That is a great point, Joey. You know, I didn't think about it that way, but I think you got it. I think you got it. It makes perfect sense. It does. Well, that leads us to the scene of episode 15 that we were all waiting on. Mauricio comes back, and finally he and Kyle get a chance to talk after the infamous photo of him and the young woman in Mykonos. Woo, Joey, what'd you think?
Well, first of all, like, I was, like, screaming at the TV because we go through, like, minutes and minutes and minutes, and they're, like, having this, like, super awkward conversation and, like, not saying anything about, like, the gigantic elephant in, like, the room.
The whole stirring of the teacup.
My Lord, just get to it. And they finally get to it, thank God. And I'm sorry, like, Mauricio, like, I mean, just say it. You know what I mean? And honestly, like, say it with, like, your chest. Because I honestly feel like Mauricio has nothing to really be apologetic for because, let's be honest, even though we've heard about him in the past, we haven't really seen, like, a lot, you know? It's always been, like, rumors and hearsay. But Kyle flaunted Morgan on the show. Yeah. You are in the tabloids with her. You made that spicy music video. You're on tour with her. Like, and now what? You're mad that he was, like, at an airport with a girl, or he's skiing in Aspen with, like, a girl? Like, girl. But you know what? If Kyle Richards is going to be anything, she's going to be hypocritical. So, I mean, here we go.
That's so true. I agree.
Ironically, at the same time, I still, like, kind of feel bad for her, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I was going to say I did.
I did too, you know? I just think that it seems very final. I mean, obviously, like, I really don't know why we're dragging this charade out any, like, longer. And I do feel bad because even if, like, she was, you know, trying to branch out and, you know, whatever it is with, like, Morgan or whatever, like, it's still the father of your children. It was a long relationship.
Yeah.
And it is sad when it's over, like no matter what the circumstances are. So
I agree. And I will add, watching it, I was so pissed off at Mauricio. I was like, you know what? You're acting like a teenage boy that was caught. And I'm like you, Joey, say it with your chest.
right.
It came off as very, only partied 5 days. I was like, dude, get.
That's the look. That's the look.
Listen, she's better than me because that little teacup or coffee cup he was stirring would have been smashed all over his face. Excuse me. Okay, sir. I mean, what it comes down to, I think, for Kyle is it's out now. She can't pretend. She can't hide behind. You know, once you see it, everybody sees it. Now we're all like, all right, Kyle, what you gonna do?
Right. That's a very good point.
You know? It's the whole thing about, cheating respectfully, which, I mean, it's like kind of like, I mean, not in my world, but I'm saying there's a thing. Like, if it's not out there for the world to judge and talk about, then you can dip and dive how you want and you can kind of work it out amongst yourselves. But now when everybody sees you out canoodling with some young chick, it's like everybody's looking at Kyle like, you gonna take that? Even though you're right, the whole Morgan thing, but she was so coy about it. You can believe I know what I believe, but it was something about, that gives everybody something to talk about, which she cannot stand. And so I think she's sad.
I'm so tired of like the other women being like, oh, the paparazzi, you're just like Mauricio and Kyle, blah, blah, whatever. They're like very predominant public figures. Bravo is watched by like millions and millions of people, like all over like the world. Like, of course paparazzi is going to be around. I don't know why like, they're trying to like downplay it. Like, it's like weird that there were like paparazzi photos of anyone involved.
I know, that's so stupid because you're right. I mean, Bravo has a huge following. They are celebrities. And they're married, and everybody knows. So if I was to see him, I mean, heck, of course, that's hot tea. That's gossip news. I mean, let's be real. So yeah, that was played out. I was like, y'all stop it.
I saw Michael Darby in the Cancun airport once, and literally I was like, is he with a girl? Is he with a guy? What's happening? Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Heck yeah. Yes. I would be too. I'm like, whoa, what you doing here? Can I get, please. Yeah, they tried it. Well, y'all, basically, those are highlights of 15. They're getting ready now to go to St. Lucia, which is exciting. It's absolutely beautiful. And that ushers us into last night's episode, which, by the way, I don't know. I mean, I thought it was good, but we got to talk through this one, Joey.
I mean, we're just getting like the same thing. Like, we have been talking about Dorit and Sutton like for 10 out of like the 16 episodes or whatever. Like,
really?
I mean, everyone has like their opinion. It's the same thing. Like, we're not getting like new information. Nothing's changing my perspective. I'll tell you that much. I am team Dorit all the way, but I mean, I don't know. It was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. It didn't bring out something that I thought needed to be brought out, which was good to me, which we'll get to. But basically, we're in St. Lucia now, and everybody is getting ready. They're going to do it. Go ahead.
We have to talk about the fact that the Beverly Hills women flew commercial.
Oh, they did. That is true.
Which just threw me for a loop. I was like, imagine like being on a plane and like not just like any housewives, like the House of the Beverly Hills are on like your flight.
Listen, they could not keep me, honey. I would be beside myself. The stewardess would be like, ma'am, listen.
Oh my God. I would have rushed the front just to like see a glimpse of Erika Jane like up close.
I am just saying. I mean, like, that was huge. I agree with you, Joey. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
First, like, they're sitting in like that private room, and I'm like, oh, of course, like a private jet. Then when they got on a commercial flight, I was like, what is happening?
I know.
Imagine like you turn the corner to walk down the aisle, and there's like the whole cast of Beverly Hills.
I think God knows who can take some things and who can't.
Not I. Yeah, couldn't be me.
I would be a total fangirl spaz. So no, yeah, there's that. So basically, Bo starts out saying for this girls' trip that her intentions are that it's going to be peaceful and everybody's going to have fun. That's very ambitious of you, Bo.
She's apparently never watched the show before.
Apparently not. In the beginning, you got Dorit kind of doing her little fashion show selfie thing. I love her, but good Lord, girlfriend. But you are, I mean, listen, one thing about Dorit, she can pull a look together. I have to give it to her. She can. She looks good.
If I looked like her, I'd be doing photo shoots too.
Agree. So they are all supposed to wear white for the dinner, and everybody is coming over to Bo's suite. And Kyle and Garcelle have the same dress on.
Like, why does this keep happening in Beverly Hills? Like, what goes on there? Do they all only shop at like 2 stores?
I feel like maybe so, yeah. Because it was her and what? Brenna?
Her and Renna, yeah. And then it was Renna and Erika.
Yeah.
And Garcelle, and now it's like that. It's just so bizarre to me.
It is bizarre. But I'll give it to them. I think they both look very good in the dress. Then they had a little walk off. I was like, girl, come on.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Garcelle's gonna kill that. Like, let's just be honest.
She was a model. I mean, that's kind of what she did, like in the early part of her career. And look, Kyle with her little short legs. That was so cute. But listen, she owned it. They both look beautiful. So they all go to another beautiful dinner. And this part, I wrote notes on it, which I don't know why, but it was weird how Bose was saying she had this outdoor shower and she told all the ladies that they could use it. And she was telling everybody how Dorit was like, no, I'm just not comfortable being nude. And I don't even know that was a thing. But it did give us a Jennifer Tilly moment where she talks about her and a former English boyfriend of hers and how he'd never seen her in the nude before. Child, I am just babbling, but Jennifer Tilly. Okay, I do want to ask you, and I know we'll get to some more stuff about her. What are your thoughts? I know you love her. Do you still love her?
I do love her. Okay. I do love her. I don't think that, like, right, she's like a friend of, right? So, like, I don't hold her to, like, the same standards I hold the other women, right? Whereas, like, I feel like a lot of times in the moment where it's like, if you're, like, a really good friend to Sutton, like you say you are, like, my friend, I would defend to, like, the death in public. And then behind closed doors be like, girl, like, no, and we're not seeing any of that. But I don't know. Like, then, like, I watch What Happens Live. She, like, kind of gives, like, a different, like, opinion sometimes. Like, I don't know. I love her. She's a friend of. I think that she's there for, like, the laughs. I think she's there because she's interesting. I think she's there because she's rich. It's the same way I feel about Kathy, right? Like, I don't expect a ton out of Kathy. She's kind of, her and Jennifer Tilly is kind of like the humor that's brought to like the show, in my opinion, personally,
comedic relief. I'll give you that. Okay, my thing is, I love Jennifer Tilly. Sometimes her attempts fall flat and it's awkward, but I think she's self-proclaimed awkward. I mean, I think she's okay with that. I mean, watch What Happens.
She is awkward.
Yeah, she's very awkward. I mean, Andy earned his paycheck on that episode because she was kind of like a lot. But, I mean, part of her charm. I do see people saying she's pretentious, which I think when you're at that level, honey, it is nothing pretentious about it. It just is what it is. Okay?
Yeah, I don't feel like she's, like, flashy, though, about, like, the things that she has or she's doing. Like, she's telling us about all, like, her homes and stuff because, like, she's, like, on, like, the show, like, a cast member. But, like, I don't think that she's, I wouldn't call her pretentious.
It's not pretentious. I see why people say it. A lot of times we have like a one like, oh, this is vintage this, or this comes from this, or you can't. She does that. But I think at her level of wealth, it is. Yeah, I don't know why I keep disappearing. But anywho, brings me back on task. So, at this dinner, Dorit says that to Sutton that she's been very mean-spirited with her. And
Fact.
which is fact, absolutely. Sutton being Sutton, pretty much says that, there have been times we've all felt each other, and I'm not going to let you put it all on me. But Dorit brings up the point that that's all well and good, but it was you that brought us together as a group, saying you wanted us as a group to work on that, to be sisterhood, to, be accountable, and all of those things. And then just shortly thereafter, it's been one thing after another as far as her, just kind of coming for her. And then Erika chimes in and says, she agrees. Mm-hmm. And listen, Erika brought down some receipts. I mean, and actually watching the flashback on the way that Sutton did her, Garcelle as well did her, I was like, well, dang, because I forget sometimes how nasty she truly could be, because I'm not saying I don't like Sutton. I don't like her this season. It's not her best season.
No, not at all.
No. And now I don't remember, why did I not like her in the moments that she was ripping Erika apart? And I think it's because Erika holds her own a lot better.
Right. Kicking somebody when they're down is like her ammo, right? She went after Erika when she was down. She went after Kyle when she was down. She's going after Dorit because she's down. The difference was she normally picks on people that I feel like she thinks are weak in the moment. Even in the moment, Erika was not weak.
No, she was not. God knows. Listen.
Yeah.
Erika can get you off of her quick. Yeah.
The same way she tried going after Crystal, thinking that Crystal was weak, and Crystal proved that she was not weak either. She held her ground.
Yeah, that is true. You know what? You're right. You're right. She does. Yeah, she does do that. And so, kudos for them for bringing it out. Sutton, of course, is defensive. And she says, Dorit was like, at one point, you can't, do all this and then turn around and play victim. And she's like, don't tell me what I can and can't do. And it just really goes left. So, of course, Garcelle chimes in confessional. And she finds the fact, because Dorit was saying, look, I'm an adult. I can be accountable. You can't. And then, of course, in confessional, Garcelle laughs and says that, that's laughable that you hold yourself accountable. I'm doing the Jennifer Tilly laugh. And in this moment, Sutton does apologize to Dorit and about the wallet comment, because Dorit's like, you don't think it was mean what you said. So she does apologize. And Dorit's having a hard time accepting it. Now, this is when Bose is like, girl, she's apologized. You're not being receptive. What's up? She does call Dorit out, which I have got to give her props. That is something Garcelle can't seem to do, because Garcelle jumped in on it too. But Bose was just trying to figure out, listen, she is saying she's sorry. You're not going to bite on none of that.
Right.
What did you think about that, Joey?
I mean, I will say, I think that it was a really good moment for Bose to kind of try to check Dorit a little bit, because it showed that she's not just a blind follower the way that Garcelle seems to be with Sutton. Mm-hmm. And it kind of, again, takes the air out of Garcelle's whole argument about her being a mouthpiece and stuff, which would be love to see Garcelle be checked. But at the same time, I'm like, but again, Bose, you're new, you haven't been here for a long time. Dorit's not accepting it because she had to be approached to make this apology. It wasn't like she came out at dinner and was like, you know what, Dorit, I want to say something to you. I'm really sorry about the comment. No, it had to be an argument first to get it pulled out of you. But also, we keep seeing Sutton do the same thing, right? Apology, I'm the victim, and then you continue to act the same way. So, I understand Dorit being nah, cool. You know what I mean? Kick rocks at this point,
Yeah. And her point pretty much is proven a little bit later in the scene. So, Kathy says, look, we're going to be here 4 more days. Rome wasn't built in a day. But Dorit does say, that she was sorry about the comment about the drink. And then Kyle thinks,
hold on, the comment about the drink, that, mind you, when we went to flashbacks,
Yeah.
When Dorit made the vodka comment, or the drink comment, Garcelle laughed.
She did. She did.
And then pretended like she was so offended for Sutton and understood why Sutton was offended. Garcelle, I just cannot.
I know. And it's so sad because like every episode, it's like I see it where I'm like, girl, please come on. I mean, it just.
And every episode, I'm trying to look for what her storyline is besides being Sutton's mouthpiece, and I can't seem to find anything.
Literally nothing. Literally nothing. And that's the shame because I know, even outside of her talking about how busy she is with her career, there's something. And Erika brings that point up later on the boat because it's like, girlfriend, you're so demanding of other people. Run me your story. What are you doing?
Right.
But, so at this point, Kyle kind of jumps in and thanks Bose for coming over to her house and talking to her. And Bose brings up the fact that the fact that they're now girlfriends, but that she was at the Soho house and she happened to be there and saw Mo with, I'm assuming, the same young girl. And her having girl code, she calls Kyle right away, lets her know. She's telling her, hey, this girl ain't even cute. What you want me to do? You want me to throw them in the water? You want me to run up? What you want me to do?
Girl's girl. I mean, he left a full play-by-play voice note. I mean, and again, right, y'all aren't even like getting along, right? I mean, and she was still a girl's girl.
She's a girl's girl. 100%. Bose keeps winning me over more and more every week. As if she has to. I mean, she had me at the first thing they'll let child. But so then here comes Garcelle saying, well, okay, we're all friends and all, but then you have us tiptoeing around the Morgan situation. She says, I just find that confusing, all this tiptoeing, and, so what's up with that? And then Erika says, in confessional, look, she wants to know about Kyle's private life, but we know nothing about hers. And she basically says, I mean, listen, we find out she had a roster back in the day, but she's like, maybe she peaked. Yeah, we're getting nothing. And I'm kind of like,
literally nothing.
Literally nothing. I guess feeling cornered, Kyle says, nothing's really going on. And then they go into confessional. Dorit says, look, if she doesn't want people to speculate on her Morgan, she doesn't have to be seen, posted up at her concerts. I mean, which is the point.
Facts.
That's facts. And then Garcelle's like, look, Kyle's been in this town a long time too, but she says she's no Julia Roberts. If Julia Roberts can go around without paparazzi following her, so can Kyle. But we already kind of covered that. If Kyle's out, they're going to snap a picture. So I disagree with Garcelle on that point. But,
yeah, and like, I don't know what Kyle controls what the paparazzi takes photos of. Like, I'm so over that storyline. And that goes across like many different franchises.
I agree.
They're all calling the paparazzi out like themselves. Like, give me a break.
Agreed. It's stupid. It's so dumb. So basically, that was the dinner scene, a little bit of Dorit and Sutton. At the time when Garcelle was coming at Kyle, trying to get Kyle to say, what was up with her and Morgan, Sutton kind of was like, leave it alone. And Garcelle was pissed because Sutton didn't have her back. And, she said that was something that her and Sutton had talked about privately, which we've seen them talk about it on camera too. And she didn't come in and chime in. But let that be a lesson to you, Garcelle. You look stupid. Mm-hmm.
Like literally. Garcelle's only there to cause a mess. She has Sutton's back. Sutton doesn't have her back. Yeah. It's crazy. And then like Sutton is allowed, right, at this table to have people say things to defend her. But if anybody tries to defend Dorit, Sutton, once again, plays the victim. I mean, I'm about to start calling Sutton Melissa Gorga because it's unbelievable, the victimology mindset. I can't handle it.
You're right. So they wrap it up, and Bose tells the ladies that, tomorrow, wear your nice bathing suits because The next day is going to be the infamous boat day. Everybody loves to get on a boat. Good
Stop.
Lord.
The housewives have to stop getting in Sprinter vans and gotta stop going on boats.
I agree. I agree. We're doing another boat. So I'm like, oh God, here we go. So the next morning, y'all, it's the same thing. Everybody's getting ready. How about Kathy and all her supplements and her drinks?
How long do you think she left that person on the phone for? He was like, hold on really quick. I'm like getting ready for bed. And then she like goes into like another room, is like taking supplements, is like doing like a face like serum. Like, what is happening?
And the phone's just sitting there, just calculating more and more time. I'm like, Kathy Hilton she's hilarious. She is one of a kind.
Hilarious. She is one of a kind.
She really is. She is. So this is, yes, we are getting ready for bed. And we have Dorit, Erika, and Bose over at their suite. Bose is tripped out watching Erika pull her extensions out. Yes, white girls wear extensions too.
It's so funny. She's like horrified again. She's like, I have now seen 2 white women on this show pull their weaves out and just throw them on a couch.
Erika's like, girl, please, let me just take this track out. Are you crazy? I was like, yep. So Dorit's talking about how Sutton was hypocritical, per usual. And Bose was like, yeah, but when she did apologize. And that's when Dorit was like, I appreciate that Bose sees the good in people. But, like you said, Joey, she's kind of new here. She doesn't know the background. So she's just going to kind of leave it at that. And then Bose was like, well, yeah, you didn't even acknowledge it. And she's like, what do you want her to do? And, basically, I'm sure, she'd like to see some change behavior, which Erika kind of hops in there and is like, that'd be a good start.
Let me tell you, Erika has Sutton's card, man, and she's not afraid to say it. And I mean, she has her down to a T.
She does. Can I add one more thing? Listen, everything from when I watched the after show, when Dorit was like mocking Sutton and doing the Southern accent, to when she did the, I'm being a bad girl. When she was talking like Sutton. First of all, when Dorit goes in different voice, I am so frightened. I'm like, what does she really sound like? And I have noticed a lot of in and out of her accent this season. Have you?
So, yeah. So, again, I feel like I brought this up like before. So, Dorit is like literally from like the next town over from me.
That's right. You did tell me that.
And like, I like still like know people. Like, I'm like, it's like 3rd or 4th, like whatever, like down like the line, like separation. But like people whose like brother like still like knows her or whatever,
Hey.
And of course, I've always asked, like, come on, she didn't have this accent when she like lived in Connecticut. And they're like, no. And I get like maybe you like pick up on things when you like live a certain way or something, but like it is going in and out this season. And like, I don't know, like, did she think it was like gonna like add to her like character? I don't know.
I think so. I
feel like she doesn't like need to do that. I feel like Dorit's like fascinating on her own.
She is. Like I said, I think she's a fashionista. She's gorgeous. She has an interesting life. But yeah, I think to her, it adds to her sophistication of some sort. But girl, it is a fake accent because I have watched, and listen, I'm a girl that does it too. Like, if I'm around somebody, I'll pick it up too. I mean, because I used to be like a sponge as a little girl. I watched a lot of TV, and there was like a phase I went through where I was totally Hillary Banks. So listen, Fresh Prince, yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I get it. But she can go into different voice like nobody's business. All right, ADHD moment. Sorry, guys. So, now we're back over with Jennifer, Tilly, Sutton, and Garcelle at their suite. And Sutton is saying, that she wasn't going to apologize anymore. And Sutton brings up Kyle having her back, stepping in for her. And that really rubs Garcelle the wrong way. Sutton says she's so happy that they're friends, and this is much to Garcelle's dismay. Now, Garcelle talked about it a little bit earlier, I think it was last week, that she just seems to have this need to be Kyle's friend. What do you think that's about, Joey?
I put that in my notes too. Like, is she obsessed with Kyle? Like, I don't see that. I don't think that if Garcelle's narrative was true, then last season would have never happened, and Sutton wouldn't have gone after Kyle.
True.
So I don't see what Garcelle is talking about at all. What I see is Garcelle is very threatened of Sutton and Kyle's friendship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really understand that. I think it's like a really like bad look. I think anyone that has watched the show would clearly say that Garcelle and Sutton are the best friends. It has nothing to do with Kyle. So I don't know why she's so threatened by the friendship between Sutton and Kyle. It doesn't really make any sense to me. And I just think it's just like not giving what she thinks it's giving, because I don't think that anybody watching would agree with her.
I don't either. I was like, I don't see that. And I mean, it's okay to want to get along. I mean, they're in a group, whatever. But Garcelle, and to me, it just makes her look so stupid for her coming for her so much. It's like, why can't you get off of Kyle? I mean, if everybody else, there's not one fellow castmate that hasn't made reference to her and Morgan. There is not one that does not, it's not like they don't see it or they haven't spoken on it, but they're not obsessed with her giving them some great confession that she doesn't really have to. I mean,
we have full housewives that don't have their significant others on like the show. So like,
it makes no sense to corner her and like, you must, if you're a friend of this group, you have to tell us what's going on. Why can't we talk about Morgan? Listen, I get it.
Because again, though, right? It's Garcelle, I feel like, just looking for any outlet to cause like a scene or some drama, because she must know that she's sharing absolutely nothing about her own life with the viewers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and I can't understand why. I mean, unless she just really has something that she doesn't want to show, or she really has nothing going on, why she would even play it like that this season? I mean, she's not a rookie, and it's stupid. I mean, and it's bad. It's a bad look for her, period. Like I said, I used to want to defend her, but I can't anymore. I mean, I feel the same way. There's not one good thing I can say. I watch it episode after episode. I'm like, girl, really?
And what kills me is I liked her when she first came on. Yeah. I thought she was funny. I thought she was interesting. She was sharing a lot about her past and her children and her family and this career thing. And then it was this like solid decline. And now like she literally is going out like 2 or 3 seasons of like no storyline whatsoever.
Nothing. Literally
we're talking about Beverly Hills. I'm sure there are plenty of people that would give us way more than you are, girl. There is the door.
I'm agreeing. And at first I thought, well, like maybe she's setting herself up because she wants to go. But I don't know. She was on Watch What Happens Live last night. It just didn't give. I don't know.
I didn't watch it. She bores me.
It was kind of boring. I mean, she had, and I can't remember her name, but she stars on this season of White Lotus, and she was great.
Oh, I know who you're talking about with like the short blonde hair.
Yes.
Yeah, her name's escaping me. Love White Lotus, by the way. But
I do too. I gotta catch up. But she was so good, and she is such a housewife fan. I mean, she knew all of it. She was speaking on all of them. I was like, yes. I would love to see another celeb love the Bravo. So I'm just like,
so many of them do. It's insane.
They do. I know. And she was so invested. And she was so like, look, Garcelle, I know it's your friend, but I am just not here for Sutton this season. I don't care. I don't see it for her. And Garcelle was like, well,
No, we don't know. The whole world is being like, if you're her friend, call her out on something.
That's exactly what she was doing. She was telling her. And even when they would go to like commercial, you'd see her lean into Garcelle and be like, look, dude, I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? She was so invested. And Andy was kind of like, yeah. But you know what? The polling, I know Jennifer Tilly said this when she was on, that Sutton can do whatever and people are still going to rock with her. And honestly, Joey, the way the polls went last night, I was shocked that she has a following, honey.
Well, I'll be honest, though, like, in general, I really hate a Watch What Happens Live poll because I don't know what those people that take the polls are like watching, because
I know.
Like, I feel like I always vote like the opposite way of like whatever like the poll says, and like you know what I mean? Like I just know we're gonna talk about Teresa. Y'all are gonna hate Teresa, and I'm sorry, Teresa is the #1 housewife of all time. Come for me, I dare you. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like the polls just don't, like, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I can't. Everyone that I talk to is very much Team Dorit this season. So to hear that polls are like going the other way, like, I don't know. You know what?
I
I want
mean,
to investigate. I want to investigate the company taking like those poll numbers.
I know because I do when I watch. I'm always my husband's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, boom, 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 I'm voting." And Dorit did win the poll, but it was so slight that I was shocked. I mean, based off of her behavior, I'm like, dude, what? So I'm with you. I don't know what they're watching, but then you know how you have some fans that are going to rock with their housewife no matter what they do. So
Teresa Giudice can do no wrong.
I love me some Teresa, but I don't always think she's right. But I do love her. I mean, she's an OG.
Let me tell you, she's far from perfect, but I'll still defend her.
Yes, you are loyal. I respect that, Joey. I do. All right. So Garcelle comes back and says Sutton has blinders on when it comes to Kyle, but you know, that's her narrative. And we get more into her. She confronts Sutton about not having her back about the Morgan thing. And really and truly, Garcelle gets so mad, she basically stomps off literally. She ends up like hurting her foot in departure mode. And it's like, over it. She goes to bed. And, you know, they say it's kind of like their first fight. The first one I've seen on camera anyway. So there's that. Yeah.
Garcelle was mad. And
she was mad.
I don't know. Like,
that's kind of childish. I was like, that's really childish of you.
It was childish, but also like that friendships aren't supposed to be perfect. And your friend's supposed to be able to have like tough conversations. And like maybe if you weren't such like an enabler and like maybe like gave a little bit back to Sutton, you would accept the fact that she doesn't always have your back and like the give and take. But I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, real friendships, in my opinion, don't require blind loyalty. If you're wrong,
No.
you know, like you said, it's okay. You're right. In public, rock with me, but check me. And I'm like, girl, you know, that was kind of, you were wrong. Yeah.
Which she still hasn't said.
No, has not. So, I mean, to me, that's a Garcelle thing. And she probably needs to reevaluate. And maybe after watching herself back on this season, maybe she will. We'll see. Doubt it.
No, probably not.
I know. She just doesn't seem like she cares enough. But anyway. So, the next morning, they're all getting ready for the big boat excursion on the catamaran. Sutton and Garcelle have breakfast together, and they kind of talk about their little fight. And Garcelle said that, you know, she's just so tired of everybody tiptoeing around the Morgan situation. And Sutton says, you know, or she says that Sutton just kind of left her hanging out there looking crazy. And she did. Mm-hmm.
She did, but also like Garcelle, like, what do you work for TMZ? Like, leave it alone. Like, how many times do we have to be like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, let's just like move along.
It's so stupid.
It's so stupid.
It is so stupid. We are not talking about like teenagers. We're talking about grown, middle-aged women. It is so dumb.
And also, can we talk about how good Sutton looks without makeup on?
Yeah, she does. She looks so young. I was like, girlfriend.
Like, girl, send me your skincare routine.
Yes, ma'am. You are right about that, Joey. She sure did. She looked, I mean, amazing. She looks.
I was like, does she have makeup on? Does she not have makeup on? Then I'm like looking. I'm like, she's not wearing any makeup. How is that possible?
I don't know. She should walk around in every single. Honey, I wouldn't put a stitch on if I could look like that. Listen,
I would never wear makeup.
Nope, her face looked softer. She looked amazing.
I agree.
Yeah. So anyway, they get past their fight, and then they talk about how Bo saw Mo out with the girl, and then they all get ready to do they're going to do thirst trap photos. And I'm sorry, y'all, if you hear in the background some like airplanes, jets, whatever, this home is near a base, and so there's that. So I'm sorry. Just walk with us, okay? All right. Now, the ladies are getting ready to get on a catamaran. And that's when we see they're on there, and Jennifer has these fabulous earrings that are Dolce & Gabbana. And you can't get them anywhere because they only made one. So, just saying.
She is rich.
She is so freaking rich. Oh, by the way, here's an ADH, whatever. I am so mad at people coming for Shamia on Real Housewives of Atlanta for showing her will.
So that's so funny. When we talked to when I literally just said she's so rich, I was like literally like, oh, I want to bring up Shamia, but I was like, I don't want to like get off on like a tangent. But
yes,
bro, what? She is rich.
She's rich. You know what? It was so freaking good to me because I'm like, dude, here we have season after season. Because Shamia is she's not new to our screens. But if
by a long shot.
Then she's so humble to be Portia's friend, to let Portia have it, knowing all this time that girlfriend, you were the one. It's like, what?
You don't even have an address. Your home has a name.
I know. Sterling Hall. I was like,
wow.
Oh. Yes.
I was like, are they at like a hotel? Is she having her birthday party at a hotel? No, this is her home.
That is her home.
With like multiple elevators.
Yes. I'm here for it because honestly, let's be clear. Atlanta hasn't had that. I'm here for it. And for those that say, oh, I'm sick of them. Look, that's what being a housewife is about. I am here for it. No one says anything when there's Jennifer Tilly, Kathy Hilton lives like she lives. Listen, that's part of being a housewife. If she's got it, she's got it. So yeah. we're not gonna do that. I am here for it. I'm like, finally, because Potomac sure don't have none. I'm like, look, listen. I mean, if I'm watching a housewife and I'm thinking, I can do that, I want to be like, I love the opulence. I love it.
But that's like what we always talk about, right? When the housewives started, it was these rich women, it was opulence, it was the clothes, it was the cars, it was the trips, it was like, yes. That was the whole point of the show, right? Mm-hmm. And then we've gotten to this thing where like, that doesn't really matter. And I'm like, now they're all about like drama and like toxicity and da-da-da. And I'm like, but that's not what the show was about initially.
Not. No. I love, that's what I loved about Dubai, and I just hate that, not saying that every one of them have to do it, because I love a relatable housewife too, that's why I was here for Gina on Orange County. I'm here for it, because I can rock with anybody. I love how she can mingle in, and that's great. But I'm just saying, I mean, that's what it was initially about. And so I love when one pops out with like, and I was here for Shamia. I think that is amazing.
And like, agree, like, and like, that's why I like loved like Monica Garcia. I'm like, bro, like, she's like a normal freaking girl.
Yes, that part.
You know what I mean? But then like, I was also like, I miss like the Lisa Vanderpumps and like the Adrienne Maloufs that are just like rolling around in money. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, I love that. Right. That's, that's the stuff that you want to see. Like, I'm fascinated by it. That's part of the allure of it. And like,
let me tell you, I want someone to give me a $430,000 car for my birthday.
Listen, I was sitting there, that car was banging. I was like, yes, ma'am. Oh my gosh. Listen, I was so here for it. It just gave me so much joy. Look, so who's ever out there criticizing that, y'all are crazy. That's what I tune in to see. I'm here for it. So
me too.
Keep going, Shamia, honey. I love it. All right, back to what we were talking about. Jennifer Tilly and her Dolce & Gabbana earrings. Okay. And then we have Kathy getting Jennifer to help her with her plate.
But you know what? If Kathy Hilton's going to be one thing, it's going to be consistent. And the consistent is that she's tone deaf. Like,
she is. But I love
very unaware of her surroundings.
And look, in the scheme of life, does it matter? I mean, if she helps Kathy
put something... funny.
Right. Exactly. I think it was great. I think that's what makes her so funny, so cute. That's why I love her on the show. So I thought it was funny.
Same.
Yeah. So... all right, so Sutton, then we get back to the whole Sutton and Dorit of it all. And Sutton says that she did mean her apology to Dorit. And she tells everybody, look, that comment that I made about the wallet, it really wasn't like me. I'm really sorry.
It was Erika, like you.
I know. Erika brought up the fact that she noticed that Sutton has a habit of being very critical and not compassionate when women are down on their luck or at their lowest points. And she was like, you did it to me, you did it to Kyle, now you're doing it to Dorit. And she's like, you pose as a friend, but you show up as an enemy. I was like, that's a word, Erika.
Yeah.
That's a word.
Let me tell you, she has her card, and I love that she's vocal about it. I love that she has Dorit's back. I love everything. And like, again, right? Erika can come with receipts. These are facts. We know that as viewers. We've seen it on our TVs. Like,
Absolutely.
they know it because like they like lived it. This isn't like I'm having Dorit's back because it is. No, this is facts.
Facts on facts. Yes. It was good to me. Sutton comes back and says, that's a strong statement. And Erika says, well, that's what I witnessed. And then she goes in confessional. She talks about it. And she was like, she's really getting on her about how, she's also treated Dorit. And she says that she can feel the way that she feels because that's what she's witnessed. And Sutton says is Erika was the one that wasn't the real friend. And then there's a flashback on her at a reunion when Sutton said, I thought we were really friends. And she was like, no, I was just playing you. I was like, I don't remember that. But
you know what's funny? I didn't remember it either. And my thing is, so I feel like Erika, right? She's like a very like polarizing figure. And people either like love her or hate her. There was like no like in between.
Yeah.
I see it as like Erika is far from perfect. But I at least feel like Erika owns that she's far from perfect. And like, I feel like the other women on this show, they aren't the best at doing that. You know what I mean? Like,
no, not at all. No. I mean, Erika had to withstand some, when they did her flashbacks of how they were saying, you need to get your alcohol and your medication together. And the way they were calling her out in front of everyone and stuff, and the way that she held her own, she's a strong woman because none of them could take that. Not one.
What she went through on and off the show, I'll tell you right now, none of them would still be there in front of a camera.
I was about to say they would have quit. I know so. So say what you want. She has every right to give it to Sutton because she's been through it and they put her through some stuff.
That reunion where she was like in like the hot seat. And
I was so mad at Andy.
Kudos though, because you know what though? Yeah, mad at Andy. Well, I'm normally mad at Andy, but he did his job though, right? Asked the tough question that we all wanted to know, and she sat there. She answered every single question. She did not stutter. I mean, she held it together. And then you know what? Came back and look where we are now.
Exactly. And that's how you do it. None of this storming off, running out of reunions, leaving, quitting. No, she did her job like a professional. She took it. So listen, that's how it's done. So Sutton's stuck on the fact that Erika says that she's unkind to women, as if she's talking about all women at their lowest point. And she was like, now, Erika's like, she's talking about within this group. And she's like, well, that's not what she said. And I'm like, girl, when has she seen you around all women? That is so stupid. Like, Sutton, you are reaching, sis. No, ma'am. Anyway, basically, Erika's like, yes, I'm in the group. And Sutton asked the ladies, she's getting pushed in a corner. She asked the ladies, look, what did they effing want from her? And she's like, you still say I'm kicking women when they're down. And she says she's not going to do this anymore. She's like, look, y'all, I'm done. Not doing this no more. Because she can't take it when they give it to her like that. And Dorit tells Sutton that she needs to speak English so she can understand. I think Sutton was kind of trying to make her point, but she was really frustrated. And Sutton said, I need to break out my fake British accent so that you can understand. Dorit was like, maybe you should.
There they go with the fake accent again.
I know.
I mean,
Dorit does a mean Southern accent too, though. I was really impressed. I was like, okay, girl, okay, the same. So Dorit asked her basically, does she want to move forward? And Sutton's like, nope, I'm good. And Sutton says she wants to be on ice with Dorit. And At this point, Bo says she's seeing a different side of Sutton. So now she sees what Dorit was trying to tell her. At this point, Sutton gets up, and Garcelle holds back on running after Sutton and or stepping in to defend her because maybe, just maybe, y'all, she's learned her lesson. I don't know. But she was like, yeah, you didn't have my back, so I'm just not going to have yours. So we're 12.
So, like, that was, like, a really interesting scene, right? Because, like, really no one had Sutton's back.
Nope.
But why would anybody, right? Like,
She's
why
right.
would Kyle have your back? You went after her, like, last season and tried to bring out something she didn't want to talk about on the show, on a public show, like, for what? For the benefit so that you could get, like, your like, job back, like, next season? I don't know. Yeah. You haven't had Garcelle's back. Why would she have your back? Erika, it's very clear how Erika feels about Sutton.
Yeah.
Like, you keep burning all these bridges, right? And you, Sutton, she can go on the attack. The minute someone meets the same energy, she's the victim and she can't handle it. Every time.
Absolutely. Every time, without fail. Every time. And it's getting old. Kathy makes the comment that boat rides are just not working. No, they're not, Kathy. They just don't work for any of the franchises. No. And so pretty much we end that episode with Sutton saying they are all effing bees. So she's mad with everyone at this point.
That's why I watch them.
Right. Same. So, I think we're probably going to get another episode, maybe even 2 out of St. Lucia. I don't know. But I would think we're getting ready to get on the downslide. It should be wrapping up, I would say, within the next, because that was episode 16. So I think last year they had like 20 something like episodes. I think 20, maybe 23. So yeah, I think the season is getting ready to wrap up. I don't know, y'all. Let us know what you thought of the episode, both of them, 15, 16. What are your thoughts on the whole Dorit versus Sutton continuation? What did you think about Garcelle taking a stance that she was not going to get in it because, Sutton just simply didn't have her back when she was being stupid? I don't know.
I just think like it's like about time though, right? Like
it's totally about time. Yeah. Totally.
Plus, like those situations, like they get like repetitive and tiresome, right? Like that's why, like I feel like this past season on Potomac, I felt like I enjoyed Giselle so much more without her sidekick Robin.
Yes.
So I feel like I wonder, and I feel like I said this before, if Sutton was gone, would Garcelle be a different person?
I think so.
You know what I mean? Like I just feel like, I don't know, like I'm tired of the both of them. Like someone's got to go.
I agree. And I honestly feel like the ladies like Garcelle and would certainly get along better with her if there was no Sutton.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I think that's the common denominator. She stirs up stuff, gets mad, Garcelle has her back, and it's a perpetual cycle. Whereas in Garcelle can pretty much get in where she fits in, and she has a pretty good relationship with Erika. Her and Kyle could get along. Her and Dorit, I don't know. They don't really see it for each other, but I think they would be cordial. So, I mean, I agree with you, Joey. And you guys let us know what you think. Do you think that if there was no Sutton, Garcelle would do better? Or do you think I don't know how Sutton would be without Garcelle. So, I mean, I'd love to see what you guys think about that. Slide in our comments and let us know. And let us know your thoughts on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm curious to know who's watching. What are your thoughts? I think it's shaping up to be a good season. So,
same.
Joey, final words?
Nothing. I mean, Beverly Hills, we're wrapping up. Like I said, Atlanta is off to, I feel like, a really good start.
I agree.
I'm just patiently waiting, though, for, like, my favorite, like, Miami. Like,
Miami is got to be coming. Have you heard when they're going to drop there?
No, because I heard, like, they're still, like, filming.
Oh, okay. I have seen, like, little snippets or heard about them arguing somewhere. It's like, it seems like it's going to be good whenever we get it. It's just, I don't know. Gonna get it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like what do we have on like the horizon? Anything? Because like if Beverly Hills is on its way out, like something has to be coming up, right?
Something has to be. I know, like, Atlanta will, that's a Sunday night thing. Honestly, if Miami's not coming, I do not know. Who else do we have? Nobody.
No one.
No
Salt
one.
Lake just ended. Potomac just ended. New York is
Mhm.
on like an indefinite pause. Jersey's on an indefinite pause.
I think it wouldn't have been, maybe it would have been Jersey if they were, well, I don't know. But yeah, they're on a pause.
Yeah,
So
and I don't know, like they're filming OC. Tamara Judge is quitting. She's not quitting.
now, how about that? That pissed me off. I was like, girl, do not make, I was so happy. I was like, good,
Yeah,
and honestly, thoughts and prayers to Teddy. But Teddy, I mean, is a strong woman. I mean, she is back to podcasting. That's amazing.
dude, I was shocked that she came back like that fast.
Me too. That was a first of all, serious condition and serious surgery.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, thoughts and prayers definitely continue for her. But yeah, I mean, Tamara. But it's good to me that Gretchen is on, and they are giving it to her. And good, it's her day. It's her turn. It's her time,
100%.
and I can't wait to see it. So there's that. So, guys, thank you as always for tuning in. Again, if you haven't yet, subscribe, share with the masses, like this video, please. Give us the thumbs up and hit that notification bell so you know next time that we're coming back. And we will be back next week. So keep watching that Bravo so you can come back and we can talk about it. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.